Hey everybody, this is Unit 5, Lesson 3, Lists Practice. All right, so every day you're supposed to go into your digital journal and fill out this information on your warm-up. So, list, element, and index. These are what we need to do. So list is an ordered collection of elements. Right? An element is an individual value in a list that's assigned a unique index, and an index is a common method for referencing the elements in a list using or string using numbers. And that's interesting, right? We're going to talk about how strings are like lists in a minute. All right. So in our practice, we go in, we kind of figure things out, we fix problems, we do a little debugging, right? So this is the process of debugging, right? We describe the problem. What did we expect it to do? What does it actually do? Does it always happen? Because intermittent bugs are the worst, right? Hunt for bugs. Are there warnings, those little yellow triangles, or errors, those big red squares? What did you change most recently? Try explaining your code to someone else. That includes like your rubber duck if you don't want to bother anybody. Look for code related to the problem. Try any sort of solutions that you come up with, and then make comments in your code as you go, so that you know, hey, what worked, what didn't work, what did you try, what questions do you have, right? This will make it easier for you to like come to me at a certain point and go, hey, I've exhausted all of my knowledge and resource. And then I can like go, oh well, what do you what have you done? Let's take a look. If you have that documentation there, then it makes it super easy for me to help you. Okay, so that's a good practice to get into. All right, so debugging lists. Here we have a list. I see it has a little animation. Here we have a list, and we can use the debug console. We can use the watchers also. If I just wanted to, I showed a couple of people how to debug directly in the console. I demoed it once in one of these videos. I'll probably demo it again. Right? So console.log to track lists, or I can literally take the value of that list, say my list, and type it at the bottom here, and it'll put it into this space. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go to the next one. So here's the cool thing that you didn't know. Strings have indexes also. Here we have this or that, right? And it's basically a string is a set or an array of characters or a list of characters. So it uses some of the same methods, some of the same properties. Substring, let's see here, my string.length, just like my list.length, will give you the length of that, how many elements are in that item. You can use a method on strings called substring, which allows basically to pull out a part of that string. So my string.substring 0 to 4 gives us 0, 1, 2, 3, and it ends at 4. So it doesn't give us the space. It just gives us the word this. 5, 7, basically we start at 5 and we end just before 7. So we get OR. Cool. All right. The next thing is they want you to go to lesson 3, level 1 on Code Studio. So we're going to do that right now. I have it open here. Okay. So read the code. Create a new list of numbers for the list my unlucky numbers. Use console.log to print to the list to the console. Alrighty then. So we're gonna do for my unlucky numbers equals, and we're gonna create our literal. So let's see here. We can say 72, comma 13, comma 67, comma, and one more. Let's do 7. Okay. There we go. And it doesn't really matter if you have spaces or if they're all together. Spaces are recommended just because of readability. Makes it easier to read. That little warning triangle is telling me that I have not supplied a semicolon at the end of this line. I will do so right now. It's also telling me that I have not called this yet. So I can literally go console.log. Yep, it's already here. Console.log my unlucky numbers. And then other cool thing about console.log is I can just do comma my unlucky numbers. And I'll just my unlucky numbers. My unlucky numbers. Okay. So let's run this in the console. First I need to hit run. And then console.log, where are you, console.log? Interesting. Okay. So it looks like code.org's console doesn't allow you to pass multiple arguments like JavaScript does. So that's all right. All right, my unlucky numbers. Make sure we have that semicolon. See now that warning, semicolon on the outside. See that warning goes away. The warning that was up here where I created the variable goes away. And that's because now I'm calling this variable. All right, so let's go ahead and reset and hit run. And then we see here's my unlucky numbers. Okay, that's cool. All right. And that's it. I wanted to show you again that you can just type any sort of variable down here in the console. See this little blinking light down here, or I should say blinking cursor down here. If I type my lucky numbers and I hit enter, it's going to give me the current value of my lucky numbers, right, like that. Same thing for my unlucky numbers. And I can actually write code in the console. So I could say something like, maybe 7's not an unlucky number for me anymore. And I say, my unlucky numbers. And I'm going to push this to the highest indice, which is 3. So I'm going to change 7. I'm going to reset its value to 4. Semicolon, hit enter. So now that's there, and I can say my unlucky numbers. We can now see that the value has been updated from 7 to 4. Cool, right? All right, I think all we need to do is hit finish, and we're done.